the full wrap versus the Montreal bar. And they call it the Montreal bar now, but truthfully, I really refer to it as the original Branamark bar. For some of us old dogs that have been around a long, long time, before they ever started calling it Montreal, they call it the Branamark bar, which is the difference, again, is full wrap being the bar being completely encompassed and having an intaglio surface that's in acrylic versus the Montreal, or what I call the Branamark bar, where the entire intaglio surface is mirror polished alloy. Back in the day it was gold, almost always gold, and nowadays it's mirror polished titanium. The full wrap indications ongoing tissue management. Anytime we can just add acrylic to the intaglio and change that, that's when we need to have it. And that's going to be necessary whenever there was a lot of bone modification, whether it be reduction or augmentation or whatever. Now, on the Montreal bar, the indications are, it's more frequently used on the mandible, but what I want to show you guys today, I am successfully putting these Montreal bars in the maxilla too. If the tissue's stabilized and we've got the vertical dimension, we're successfully doing these Montreal bars. And going back 25 years, or more than 25 years ago, when we used to do these bars in the cast gold, I'm now retreading these with new teeth and acrylic for the third or the fourth time. And you see a little bit of residue on the underneath side of the bar when we get them back into the laboratory after they've been in the mouth 10, 12 years. You hit it with a rag wheel and poof, it looks just like it did the day we did it the first time. So there's a lot of positives about these Montreal bars. So here's real quick, the last thing I'm going to show. It's the same case, designed both ways. And I want to draw your attention again to the cross section. You know, you look at the anterior and the way it's wrapped around. And then you look at this and you can just see the difference of the support. But it's the same case, it's the same arch. I designed it both ways. And, and it'll work fine both ways, but I just think that between the support and the hygienic intaglio, if I can do a Montreal, I will. If I'm not, and just so you know, in case you make a mistake and in case one day you do find that you have to add acrylic, it's not the end of the world. You can take a disc and you can cut new finish lines and remove a little of that titanium. You can use bonding agents and you can reprocess acrylic to the bottom of it. And literally you can turn a Montreal into full wrap. If you have to, you certainly can.
Let's do something right now. Let's talk to you, shift gears just a little bit, and take a look at something a little bit new in our armamentarium for bars with Nobel Procera. Is we're introducing now the hybrid bar. And this hybrid bar is actually somewhat different. And you're going to be able to see it as you look at this bar right now. Do you think you could achieve some of those features on this bar right here than what you were looking at on that wraparound bar? It's a bar that doesn't cut you out of any capabilities you're currently able to work with. It's still being offered on all the different platforms that you are readily available to have with any of your other bars. So where do we look at a benefit in this bar? Well, if I had to say so, for laboratories, you're opening up the flexibility of design even more. You get to do what you want to do with this bar. You get the optimal results the way you decide you want this bar to come out between you and your doctors. If you look at a doctor's benefit, though, on the doctor's side, they're better controlling their fixed cost for their edentulous patients. And for the patient, we're designing for life now. That's our motto here, to design for life. So what it means is we're going to provide that patient with a more beautiful restoration, a more reliable restoration, and the best of dental prosthetics can offer to the patient.